Hey y'all, coming to you from the ScottieDTV You Can't Cancel Cool Road Tour 2020. And today we're in Watseka, Illinois at Nichols Paint and Fab. And you may recognize them from the TV show Wrenched. They've been around a while, and Justin and the boys, and girls, Megan's in on it too. They build some really cool stuff, and I just wanted to do a shop tour and get a little history of the shop. I thought y'all would enjoy that. So let me get the camera turned around, we'll get started. Justin, tell me a little bit about Nichols Paint and Fab, where Paint and Fab doesn't suck. Isn't that what it is? What's the tagline?
That's one of them. It's Nichols Paint and Fab that doesn't suck.
Okay, there you go.
It's on a t-shirt anyway.
I saw it somewhere. Yes, I knew that. I showed somebody else. I was like, this is a buddy of mine. Here's his damn tagline. You come up with one that good.
Yeah, so I mean, it started a long time ago for me, back when I was 7. We going back that far?
Yeah, no, we can go back that far. That's,
right.
yeah. What were you doing when you were 7 that had you interested?
Well, this is all Dad's fault.
Right.
So we started a 31 Ford street rod build, and we started building it, and he'd have me out there working with him, and that's what lit the fuse. You know, we would go to Louisville, the NSRA, to all the good guys, and we would just do that, and that's what made me realize that this is what I want to do.
Was he into the metal fab and the whole thing, or just like getting the paint straight and putting some wheels on them?
He was a little bit of everything. He built the whole chassis. He built the bed, the cab, and I mean he did it all. You know, right. During the day he was a draftsman, so he would do his before they had CAD, he would do everything by hand and draw it out and do the measurements and tell people how to build stuff.
So he's kind of an engineer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, and then on the weekends he would do his pinstriping, his lettering on semis and race cars, and do the paint jobs on the motorcycles. And you know, that did allow us to go to these places, build the things that we built, and go on vacations. And that's what made me realize that it's work ethic. You know, you gotta want to.
You mean you got to work if you want to get something in life?
Exactly.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, you can't just sit there and collect a check.
Yeah. I heard, I mean, I've lived that myself, but I'm glad to hear somebody else. I wasn't the only one. I thought I was the only one that had to bust my tail to make a living. Everybody else just had it given to them.
Yeah, and the work ethic is probably the most valuable thing that I've gotten from my old man. And he showed me that if you work and bust your ass and know what you want and you work towards that, you can make it happen. Like I said, I blame him for all this, and it's a good thing. You know, I definitely have my own style, and you like to think that your style is different from everybody, and everybody's got their own take. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. Who cares? You know, right. Move on to the next. If you do, sit there and talk to me about it, and I'll tell you what I did.
Right on. When did you actually? I mean, was he part of Nichols Paint and Fab, or is it you've done that on your own?
I started actually a speed shop right out of high school, and then he was a part of that. He
tuning eclipses and stuff like that?
No, definitely no Fast and the Furious stuff. But no, I would sell all the parts that you would need to build your hot rod, and then I would take jobs from that, and then I built a shop on my property, which was like a block and a half away. So I would work at the speed shop during the day, and then I would go home at night and work on the paint jobs and the motorcycles and all that stuff. So I was working 20 hours a day for probably 11 years straight, and almost every day.
Right.
You know, and that was before I had gauge and all that, so it didn't matter. And I just knew what I wanted to do, and I realized that's what you had to do. And it's been a long ass road, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like 17 years, and the last few years is when it really started going great for us. You know, back in the day, I lost a house, lost a car. And it is what it is, and right. I knew what I wanted to do, and I wasn't gonna stray from that. Sure, I had to take an odd job here and there, but the jobs that I did take, I learned. That's I worked in a machine shop. I learned lathes, mills, all that stuff. So
even when you were making money to survive, you were still furthering your education. So when you could get your act together, you'd have more skill and ability when you could come back.
Soaking it in and learning everything you can.
Right.
And that's what it should be, you know?
Yeah, no, that's how you become successful. And then one day Hollywood called.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and you said sure. I got, I don't have enough headaches in my world. Why don't you bring some cameras and some producers and stuff in, shoot, you know, make videos of me or make shows of me doing this.
Yeah,
How'd that work out?
That was a great idea. That was the best idea I ever had.
Yeah?
Yeah. No. It was good, man. I ain't gonna lie. The connections and the networking and everything that happened because of that, and a lot of the customers and people that we've met because of that, was worth it in my opinion.
Right.
You don't have much time when you're doing stuff like that, so you have to sacrifice at the time what you're doing, but then you have to go back and redo it, and you can't make money that way. So you're essentially getting...
No, wait. You're telling me you can't build a hot rod in 7 to 10 days?
Believe it or not, it's complete bull.
Really?
Yes.
Man,
yeah,
I can't believe that.
You're gonna have to.
I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. I'll go back to the hotel, and that'll keep me awake all night thinking y'all are my heroes. I thought you were doing all this stuff in like a week, and you're telling me now it may take years to put something like this together.
Well, guess what, buddy? There's TV ready, which is usually not running, not functioning, you know, doors maybe barely on, but you get them TV ready, and then in our case, we like to show off what we do, so then we have to pull it back apart and get it show ready.
Right.
Whether we go to Detroit, Chicago, World of Wheels, whatever, and then when it comes back from that, then you always have to get it customer ready.
Right.
So then you're
ready to drive.
Right.
Because I don't think a lot of people understand that the way you intentionally now, the way that you show a car, you wouldn't just give the keys to your customer and tell them to head home with it that way. A lot of times they set low and they've got issues that you set up just for aesthetics, just to show something off, just so it looked good. Mm-hmm. And then you, like you say, then you have to come back and make so everything is tight and right and safe, and your customer can drive it down the road.
Exactly, and you have to put miles on it too. You have to try and break it, you know.
Yes.
Because they're gonna do exactly what you're doing, and if it breaks on you before you give it to them, you got the opportunity to fix it, rather than if you've got a customer thousands of miles away and he's like, well, what do I do? And you know,
ship it back.
Exactly. You have to test it, you have to tune it, you have to make sure it's right for the customer.
And I've seen some of those videos, those testing and tuning videos you do. Those are always fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because y'all know how to beat up on a car,
well,
that's for sure.
You know, we got to make them right, you know, and every car that we do is performance oriented in some way, and you know what they're going to do with it when they get it.
Right.
So a lot of people think that you might be beating up on it, but you're not. You're making sure that you're making a car that's going to last through what they're doing. This isn't Ford. This isn't GM. This isn't hundreds of millions of dollars of R&D going into a car that gets tested for years. You're building the car from scratch, and it has to be right for the customer. And as far as the show goes, Cher, yeah, we're grateful. And it's awesome, and where we're at right now is really awesome.
Right.
And we wouldn't really have that any other way, because the stuff that we're building right now that you can't really show yet, but hope you do someday.
Yeah.
Will prove that, you know, we're not just a TV show. We're actually quality builders.
Really quality builders. And hint, folks, the stuff they got coming is cool. Make sure that you get over and follow them on Facebook. You do Instagram?
Yeah, just type in Nichols Paint and Fab in any little bar that you can search, and we'll pop up.
Right. And so now you got so much work, you got a second shop. Or is it going to be separate builds for separate shops, or how's that going to work? Because now you have 2 locations.
So we did everything under one roof there for quite a few years, and we were just struggling, man. You know, the body work and the paint, everything is always so dirty, and you're always cleaning. And I finally decided, you know, if we get rid of this paint booth and all this bodywork stuff and paint storage, we could put 6 more cars back here. So I had the opportunity to buy this other shop, so I bought that right up, and we immediately tore down the booth and took it down there and made that shop a nice, clean environment just for bodywork and paint. So we're not moving stuff around and trying to keep stuff not from getting dirty, and it's just a better scenario. So the paint shop is, I call it the Nichols Paint House.
Right.
It's just a dedicated, you know, bodywork and paint. So yeah, you don't have lube spraying around from bolts and grinding dust and stuff like that. It's just get the bodywork done.
That's all it's going to be done down there.
Exactly.
And then bring it down there, and you're going to fab and assemble at one shop and paint and body at another shop.
Yep.
Brother, I wish you all the luck. That sounds like I have a plan and a good way to do things. It is always a pleasure hanging out with you and the crew. Thanks so much for being such a great host to me while I've been here.
Oh man, thanks for coming. Means a lot.
Hey y'all, make sure you subscribe to this channel and visit ScottieDTV.com for an easy way to search the hundreds of videos I have posted. Either click the link in the description or the one at the end of this video.